The Rolex Submariner 16610 is a highly regarded vintage-inspired model that has earned popularity for its classic design, durability, and historical significance. It's this watch that we're reviewing today. Among the Rolex clones, the Submariner series has always been a popular one. However, vintage Rolex replica watches are rare. This is because the clone factories consider the balance between the investment cost and the market sales. And relatively speaking, the sales of vintage replica watches are very low. So, if you are looking for a Rolex vintage clone watch, this vintage Submariner is worth recommending. This watch was produced from 1989 to 2010 in 904L stainless steel, unidirectional rotatable black bezel with aluminum insert, black dial with luminous hour markers, scratch-resistant crystal, Rolex caliber 3135, power reserve approximate 48 hours, case diameter 40 mm, thickness approximate 12.5 mm, oyster bracelet with oyster lock clasp and glide lock extension, later models. Compared to the new Submariner, the vintage Submariner bezel is black aluminum, a deep black that is not as shiny as the black of the ceramic bezel, and the 12 o'clock pearl is also different from the new one and looks bigger. The bezel markers also look lighter. In addition, the hour marks dots on the vintage Submariner look smaller, and likewise the hour and minute hands look thinner. The printing font of the dial is also different from the new Submariner. Another noticeable difference is that the letters Rolex are not engraved on the Rehaut as they are on the new Submariner. Looking closely at the outer edge of the bezel, it looks defective and the hands are not very smooth. But because of these imperfect details, it looks more like an older Submariner. Because of the scarcity of vintage Rolexes, this watch isn't perfect, but if you're into older Rolexes, this one looks like the best choice. The bracelet is made of Rolex's unique 904L stainless steel, a material that is more resistant to corrosion. Clone Rolex often case bracelets have sharp edges, but this watch bracelet has been polished again, and we can see that the edge part is smoother and more comfortable to wear. The clasp is also a vintage sliding lock clasp, and the logo of the clasp is also different from the new Submariner. Rolex Movement 3135 known for its precision and reliability, with a paramagnetic blue parachrom hairspring for increased shock and temperature resistance. So, is the cloned Rolex caliber 3135 stable? This movement is from the Dandong movement factory. The structure of the movement is almost 1:1 with the structure of the original real 3135 movement. All the functions are also the same as the original. The power reserve is about 40 hours, and the super replica movement ensures that the size and thickness are synchronized with the original. Over the years, this movement has been proven to be reliable by a large number of buyers. The Rolex Submariner 16610 is a classic, durable dive watch with a timeless design rooted in Rolex's professional divers lineup. Its vintage charm, combined with Rolex's legendary reliability, makes it a favorite among collectors and enthusiasts seeking a versatile, iconic timepiece with historical significance. If you like vintage Rolexes and don't want to spend too much money on an original on the second-hand market, this looks like a pretty good one to try.